Hi everybody, so we're going to do a little quick deep dive into what we call in Chicago a lump or a shuffle. Lump is kind of a Chicago thing, but it means we're going to do like a kind of don't, 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 or shuffle. So it's based on pretty much the drums again, like which I keep preaching, but that bone, don't. So we're going to imitate that, but we're also going to go off into a few different ways of playing a classic Chicago, modern Chicago style lump or shuffle. So the first thing I did, this is in the key of E, one of the best keys to play it in. And we did just a regular E chord, which you should all know by now, in the first position. So what did I do? E, A. So I take the A chord and I add the third finger on the fourth fret of the D string and the middle finger on the third fret of the B string. Right? Kind of like amen. That's a common little passing thing we'll do. So this is called the quick four. So I like the quick four. Instead of hanging on the one, you go right to the four, you know, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, okay? So we're gonna kind of do the same thing here, but we're gonna do a little, like I said, half bar is my favorite thing. We can use the open A. So we got the first finger barred across the 5th fret, and we're just using D, G, and B, 4, 3, 2, right? We're hammering on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Once again, 3rd finger across the 7th fret of 4, 3, 2. And I'm also using the open A. There's several ways to do this. You could do what I just do. So I hammered on 3rd string, and then I upstroked on the E and B. And then to this, which is actually D. So many ways you could do it. You could just do like 1 and 2 and 3 and so you're doing that. That's what we're imitating, right? Instead of doing just this, which we'll do, right? Now we're getting into more complicated syncopation. Upstroke with the right hand. So let's go into that part. Sort of like the same figure as here, but here on 7 and 9. So 7, 8 on the B string, 9 on the D string. Okay? Now we can switch it up. Right? Once again, playing off the beat. Okay, we're adding syncopation to it, but it's still gonna go with that, right? So let's go into that now. The classic kind of bit, even though the bass line is different here. We'll get into that next. So we're just putting our first finger on the 2nd fret of A, and then 3rd finger on 4, 5, 4. And I'm muting a little bit with the palm here on the side. And I'm doing a bounce feel, downstroking. If you watch my wrist on the right hand, right? And I'm always coming back with accent here. And I'm going, I'm doing a little, what did I just do? I do it all the time too. So 2nd fret, 4th fret, I'm just using the A and the D string. I'm literally taking my hands off the neck and hitting the D and the G. How does that work? Well, it's the 7th of A, flat 7th. even doing my shoulders. Upstroking with the right hand. You can do that on an E. Same thing with the open D. How does it work? Because it's this chord. It's a 7th chord. 7, flat 7. Instead of going, now you're adding a little flavor. Or the E. Now I was also doing these little, like in between in Chicago, when we go in between the changes, sometimes there'll be a build up. Okay, you can do that. Let's talk about that. So we have 2nd fret A string, middle finger, 1st fret G string, and I'm just going up. Back and forth between the 2 strings. Or backwards. So we have, I love this lick too. 9th fret D string, 9th fret B string, okay, on D and B. What I do, down, and then I switch to 6 and 5. On D, always on D and B. Or basically the same thing, just in a different spot. Okay, also there's all your turnarounds. 2, I mean your 2nd finger on 4th fret of G, 1st finger on 3rd fret of B, then just down, or opposite, right? And then you can also add the ring finger on the 4th fret of the E string, right? So you can use that stuff in between. So whenever you heard the drummer and I building up, you know, we'd be like, whatever, you can fill in little licks in there. So you're taking all these patterns. I'm using the same fingering, but I'm just adding different rhythms to it. So, so you can mess around with it that way and just get all different kind of things happening with motion, with voicings, with feeling, you know, in the shuffle. Also adding a 9th chord, which we should all know, on B, 2nd fret A, 1st fret on D, so middle finger, index finger, ring finger across these strings, G, B, E, on the 2nd fret. Same thing on E, okay, A, so E is at the 7th fret in the root, A is at the 12th fret. And I also use this one, which is a part of a 9th chord, so G, which is the 5th fret of D with middle finger, G, B, which is the 4th fret of the G with the 1st finger, and then E, which is the 3rd finger on the 5th fret of B. So you're not hearing the root, but you're hearing the rest of the chord. And a lot of blues stuff has these, a lot of these slides backwards and forwards. Once again, thinking like a horn player or a keyboard player. Now the keyboard player is pretty active in this one, but you can still do these motions even with him playing what he was playing, because he's also thrown in some jazz chords in there, sneaking them in, so it's okay. So there you go, there's all those little rhythmic ideas. And of course doing this like Muddy Waters would do, like a lot of that kind of stuff. So what did I do? Just the E, the 2nd fret of D with my 1st finger, up, open, 2nd open, 3rd fret, and I'm just using these 2 fingers. Also you can do this on the 5, open, 1, 2, down below on D, So incorporate all that stuff and pay attention to the track where I built up with the drummer, because you'll hear it. And usually, like I said, it's in between the chord changes or when we do turnarounds. So dig into those blues, it'll be good for you.